What is up, motherfuckers? Let's get it. It is your favorite motherfucking coach. We are back. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. We're back with another podcast episode. It's going to be lit. I'm really excited. I'm excited to deliver you guys some more information today. As you guys are pulling up, let me know how your day is going in the chat box. Today, I'm going to be talking about something that I've never shared before. I was challenged to open up and get vulnerable. So that is exactly what I'm going to do on today's podcast episode. Reason being for that, because I think it's very easy to go on social media and play this comparison game. I myself am guilty of that as well. So I figured, I was like, yo, it's probably a good opportunity to talk about my story, like where I've come from, because here's the thing that I want you guys to understand, and I'm going to get into this in a second, is that I haven't always been this way, right? Like, I wanted to really share that with you guys because it's so funny, like looking at my profile now, like you would think I've always been in this type of shape and always had this mindset, but it's not the case. So I wanted to break that down and give you guys some insight on that, a little bit more of a backstory. So I'm going to take this microphone and I'm going to scream and I'm going to have a good time with you guys and deliver you some super valuable information. Carissa, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. Carrie, thank you for tuning in. Sarah, what is going on? Brand Muffin, what's popping? Inked and pretty, you know the drill. Thank you guys for tuning in. So without further ado, let's get right into today's episode in 3, 2, and 1. What is going on, motherfuckers? Welcome back to another episode of the Shift Your Mind, Change Your Life podcast. This is your favorite motherfucking coach, Coach Sal. Let's get it. In today's episode, I'm pulling back the curtain. I'm talking about something that I really have never shared before, opening up in detail about my story and where I've been. That way you guys can firmly understand the things that I've gone through so you're excited about your journey. Right? Because we go on social media, we compare ourselves, like I'm guilty of this too. And just like that game does not serve you. I have not always been someone who has been in shape, been fit, whatever you want to call me, doesn't matter. Haven't always been this guy. The version that you see today was created because of all the things that I have been through. And I wanted to talk about those things in order for you guys to gain some perspective and some insight to your own journey, to apply that to yourself and make a change for yourself. Okay? Because it's so easy to come on here and compare yourself. Now, to give you guys the backstory that I'm talking about, I've been up and down my fitness journey since I started back in 2012. So I started about that time. I was training with my high school football team, right? And I didn't really know what I was doing. I was doing CrossFit style workouts. And then the following year, I kind of just let myself go because I was graduating high school. And I felt like, I need to go out every weekend and drink a ton of beers and do all these things. And eventually that led to binge eating, which I actually developed a kidney stone at 17 years old. And I got super overweight. I think at my heaviest, I was about like 250 something pounds. Because I really didn't have any knowledge on nutrition and I was just binge drinking every single weekend. My friends thought it was funny and that's how I got attention, right? So that's what I did, and it was like a vicious cycle. And then I got to this place of being really overweight, and then from there, I was like, okay, I'm going to lose all the weight. So then all I did was cardio and chicken and lettuce. Like that's it for like months. I starved myself and I did insane amounts of cardio, and I dropped the 60 pounds. But then the following year in 2016, I gained it all back. Why? Because it wasn't sustainable. It wasn't. And that's the problem. A lot of times we understand, hey, I need to exercise and eat clean foods, but your perspective will make or break your results, especially long term, right? So then the following year, 2017, I got shredded for the summer because I got fixated on this goal of thinking about the end result. The end result was summer for me, and I wanted to get in shape for that. So I was like, cool, I have something to work towards every day. This is going to motivate me. But then here's the thing. This is also a valuable piece of information for you guys as well. Let's entertain the thought of, okay, you get to the goal, and then what? I took my foot off the gas because I was like, cool, I trained all summer, and now I'm here, so I can just chill out. But the thing was that I stopped working out, I stopped moving, having a ton of shitty foods, not getting sleep, drinking a ton of beer, and putting the weight back on again. So why am I sharing this? Why am I talking about it? Because our mindset, perspective, and beliefs will make or break your results long-term in your fitness journey and in your life, because fitness is much more than just training and eating clean foods. It's ultimately the relationship that you're building every single day with yourself, right? How you feel when you look in the mirror, how your clothes fit, your energy, your mood, all of these things. That's what it's truly about. And that's why I'm sharing these things, because then the following year in 2018, I gained back all the weight again. And then the following year in 2019, when I was graduating college, I was literally playing video games every night, drinking every night, not going to the gym. You could ask my roommate, Chris Balsamo, every single night would come home from the gym. Hey, Sal, do you want to train? And I would say no every single time. And I would play Call of Duty, and I would drink a bunch of alcohol, and I would just feel sorry for myself and sit in my room because I wasn't comfortable with getting in the gym. And then eventually, after a few months of him begging me basically to go to the gym, I was like, cool, I'll go to the gym, man. And then I went to the gym. And the minute I walked in there, like my face was red, my hands were sweaty, my heart was racing. I felt like everyone was fucking looking at me, and I hated that feeling. And I can recall those so vividly because I've been there. And that's the thing. It's like everyone starts somewhere, right? Like it doesn't matter who you are or what you do. Everybody has a day one. So I want to really like open up with you guys and allow you to understand that. So if you're feeling complacent in any way, if you're hesitant to start on your journey, I understand that. I am you. I am no different. I am not talented. I am not special. So that's the thing. It's like, yo, start from home. Like I basically taught myself everything with courses, ebooks, certifications, YouTube videos, like all these things, right? Just to like get educated. And that's the thing. It was like when I got to my lowest, I was just like, okay, something has to be done here, right? Like when you can shift your perspective and you understand that like, hey, maybe just a little bit each day will serve me a lot more than just doing nothing. And that was my biggest bottleneck. My biggest limiting belief was this all or nothing mindset, thinking that it had to be perfect or why bother? I'm just going to sit on my ass and do nothing about it, right? What do you guys think about that? If you're getting value so far, drop some fire in the chat box and let me know, whatever platform that you're on. Let me know what you think so far, and if this is valuable, your biggest takeaway would be greatly appreciated. That way I know where you guys are at with that, okay? Now, I want to keep this rolling. I want to really get deep on the things that I was trying to share today, because here's the thing. Like when you break it down, a good workout should only take you 45 minutes, right? And if you just do that a few times a week, regardless of what happens, then you should be okay, at least to some degree. And that's the thing, is like, if you really want it bad enough, you'll find a way to make it happen. Like I get this all the time. Well, Sal, I don't have the time. Well, that's the thing, is because it's not a big enough priority for you. If it was, you would make the time for it. If not, you're going to find an excuse, and it's really that simple. So for me personally, it wasn't until I got to my lowest of being extremely overweight and having all these problems with my mental and physical health that I was like, okay, enough is enough. I need to do something different here. I was tired of hating my reflection every single day when I walk past the mirror, truthfully. And then after my last breakup in 2019, I was just like, yo, this is it. Like I cannot live like this anymore. And that's the thing. Like when you fucking get like sick of your shit, that's where change happens, because then you make the decision that I'm just going to do whatever the fuck it takes. I don't care what it looks like, right? Like because I want it so fucking bad, I will do whatever the fuck it takes. When you get to that place, you're no longer fixated on the excuses. You're fixated on finding the results. And that's what I did. YouTube, podcasts, books, coaches, courses, mentors, whatever it fucking took, whatever I could get my hands on every single night, watching these bodybuilders train, like literally taking fucking notes and trying that the next day in the gym, because that's how bad I wanted it. So that's the question that I have for you. How bad do you fucking want it? How bad do you want it? Because if you're willing to do whatever it takes, I could probably bet money that eventually you'll make progress on that. But if you're always looking for all the reasons as to why I can't work, then of course you're going to get more of that. Like logically, it just makes sense. And that's the same thing that I tell my clients all the fucking time. I really make sure that they're clear of that. I am not special. I am not talented. I am no different than anybody else. I'm a regular ass human being. All I've done so far is the best I possibly could. That's it. Every single day. So what's the difference between me and you? Nothing. There is no difference. Nothing. It is relentless efforts. That's all it is, executed over time. So here's the thing that I really want you guys to understand with today's episode, because we're talking about things that I've never really shared before. And I want you to really grasp when I say this. You have to just make up your mind. I'm going to say that again. That's it. You have to just make up your mind that you're willing to do whatever it fucking takes. If you just commit to that and you show up with that mindset and mentality every single day, then why can't you achieve your goals regardless of what it is? Regardless if it's dropping 20 pounds, starting a business, or going after someone that you've always had interest in. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter, right? Like that's the foundational concept that I always like to talk about with this podcast. Like, yes, it may be sloppy. Yes, it probably won't be perfect. It probably won't be the way you imagined it either. That's another thing. A lot of times we get fixated thinking that it has to look a certain way, but oftentimes it never really pans out that way. And I myself got so fixated on thinking that it was going to look the way I thought it was going to, but it fucking doesn't. So, like, let go of that. Just doing something has to count, right? So here's your fucking reminder that everybody starts somewhere, and the only way you will fail is if you quit. I myself need to do a better job of this, and I'm committing to that right now in this podcast episode. And I'm challenging you guys to do the same thing. Because if you just keep showing up every single day, then eventually you'll figure it out, right? Eventually you'll make some traction. So the question that I have for you as we wrap up today's episode is, can you embrace the suck? Can you keep showing up even though things aren't going your way? Even though you feel like everything is breaking, your headphones are dead, maybe you get the flat tire, maybe you forgot to charge your phone, whatever the fuck it is. Can you continue to show up in spite of that? Can you keep putting in the reps when you feel tired, when you're hungry, when you don't want to train? That's the separation every single day. And then when you can fix your mentality on that, the rest will follow. Like, I'm speaking from personal experience on this. That's really one of the biggest things that has helped me over the last few years. Like, I could say that wholeheartedly with conviction, because every single day that's what I think about. So, guys, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. Again, just being able to take one thing from today's podcast episode and going and implementing that into your life, it's going to be tremendous for you. So, hope you guys have the best day of your motherfucking lives. Peace, love, and protein, and we'll see you in the next one. Boom. That's what it is. Marie, love this. Thank you for tuning in, Marie. I appreciate you. What was your biggest takeaway? Sammy, what is going on? Hope you guys were able to get something from that. I'm getting Andrew Tate vibes. Wow. In 5 years, he will start going on Nazi rants on his podcast. Kim, I don't know what that means. Men should not be allowed to have podcasts. That is so funny. Carissa, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. I hope you guys have the best day of your entire lives. That's all I have for you guys. I need to go get another meal in, and that's that. So peace. Thank you. Let's get